Hey y'all, welcome back. Okay, now this is part 2, episode 4, season 3, Adventures in Acorns. If you haven't already seen the first half, I suggest you go back and watch that first because that shows you the tedious process of cracking open these acorns. And this is what it looks like outside the shell. Along the way, I learned the secret of the squirrels. How to identify it by shaking it. If it's loose, it makes a noise, you know it's probably a bad nut inside. So tear it open. Look at that. That's bad nut. This one doesn't make a noise. See? You tear it open, and it's a good one. See? Whoops. Oh no, I broke it. Well, that's okay. I'm going to crush it up anyways. This is just a demonstration. There you go. There's your good orange acorn. It's the same color as a pumpkin. See? It's a pumpkin. Actually, this is a pumpkin. This is an acorn. So after you boil out all the tannins, the toxicity, drain the brown water from the acorns right there, and then crush them up and warm them up over a low heat, and then crush them up some more, you end up with a flour-looking substance like this, and that's what you want. Now this actually looks real similar to cricket powder, but it's not. This is acorns. So that's 1 tablespoon. Looking for 3. That was actually heaping, so that's 1.5. So here's 2. That's 2.5. We should have plenty enough. Oh yeah, here we go. 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna go dump the rest in there just to make sure. Oh yeah. There it is. The reason I say this looks like cricket powder is because it does. Because cricket powder is made in the same way. You roast your crickets and then you grind them into a powder. And you can use them to bake cookies also. Oh, I just gave away what I'm about to do with this. Hold on. Well, this is actually for Acorn Coffee. But I'm going to see if I can mix up some cookies. First, this time I'm going to add some sugar. Yeah, I'm being serious. Because last time it was kind of bitter. And I said it was probably better with sugar. So, let me go. Let's add some sugar just like that. And maybe 2 tablespoons just to make sure. Okay, so meanwhile I do have some water boiling for this. It should be about ready. Let me go check. Yeah, okay, let me go get that. Alright, here we go. Hot water. Just pour it in the cup, obviously. One easy technique for scooping up the water out of a hot pan is just use 1 coffee cup and pour the hot water into another cup. Easy peasy. Now, if you can see, I kid you not, this is Acorn Coffee. Look at that. It looks just like some coffee with cream. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Oh, what? Now, this is very hot. Uh-oh, it's still got some grounds in it. I need to stir it up a little better. Wow, that smells really good. That smells just like coffee with creamer in it. Tastes way better with sugar. It's good. And I'm being serious. See, look at that. Acorn Coffee, freshly brewed. Nice. Like I said, it's a little, it didn't mix in really well, but it looks great. It tastes great. You probably only need 2 tablespoons, really. But it turned out pretty good. Bring it with a spoon because it's hot. But there you go. Acorn Coffee. If you can't see, that's a squirrel on my shirt with an acorn. Okay, I'm starting to run out of daylight, so I gotta hurry if I'm gonna make these cookies. Okay, now for the full recipe, just look down in the description box. Just click on the title and it should open it up for you. I'll add that here in a moment after I post this video, or when I post this video. This really is good. Acorn Coffee. You know, it is getting late because it takes quite some time to crush up this much acorn flour. The recipe calls for 3 cups of acorn flour, half a teaspoon baking soda, half a teaspoon salt, 1 cup butter, 1 cup peanut butter, 2 teaspoons vanilla extract, 1 cup sugar, white sugar that is, and 1 cup brown sugar. You mix all that together, roll it into balls, and bake it at 375 degrees. Now, if that's over an open fire, you're going to have to be very careful with that. You may have to hold it over the fire with some hot pads, trying to burn yourself, trying to burn the cookies. I say that now because we may not have enough time for this episode to actually bake them all the way to where you can see it, because when it gets dark. Anyways, I don't know, I'll be using a stealth fire. Well, I'm not sure if I actually have enough for 3 cups of acorn flour right there. So I'm gonna have to cut that recipe in half and do 1.5 cups. And so instead of a half a teaspoon baking soda, I'll do a 1/4 cup and on down the recipe like that. So for this half-fast recipe, I'm gonna start out with 1 cup. Whoa, see, that's gonna be most of it right there. Man. It takes a lot of acorns to produce this much flour, just to let you know. It's no joke. If you see the first half of this, you'll see. It's kind of strenuous, tedious. I mean, it's not that difficult. It's just time consuming. Anyways, there's 1 cup approximately of acorn flour, well ground. Stick around. And then a half a cup of acorn flour. All right, I got enough of this. And I still have enough to make more coffee. All right. Whoops. Now, the original recipe called for a half a teaspoon of baking soda, so I'm going to go with a 1/4 teaspoon. That's a teaspoon, not a tablespoon. Here's the teaspoon right here. So I'm going to use that and only fill it about halfway. There you go, it's about halfway, see? Half a teaspoon for this one, but I'm doing just a half batch. And while I got the teaspoon out, I'm going to go ahead and add a half a teaspoon. Wait, that's the first one. It's going to be a 1/4. Once again, it's going to be half a teaspoon, so that's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You don't want to add too much salt, so that should be about good right there. Okay. You know, the original recipe called for a cup of butter, which is approximately 1 stick, so I used a butter knife to cut the stick of butter in half using half a stick of butter. And if you saw in a previous episode, I actually used this plastic butter knife to saw through wood. Yes. So anyways, you just want to cut it into a few pieces, mix it in right there like that. Butter fingers. If you get butter on your fingers, just lick it off. It's good. Anyways, so this is actually a dog's water bowl, but it works good to mix it in. Ideally, you'd want to use like a Rubbermaid plastic container or something, but in apocalyptic circumstances, you do with what you can. It can be a rubber bucket, plastic bucket that is, but not if it has paint residue or chemicals on it. I really hope this turns out good. It should. The coffee is good. And the original recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, so we're going to go with 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, carefully pouring it into the spoon, and then dumping it into the bowl like that. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. It smells good, but I would not suggest drinking it by itself. It'll probably burn your tongue. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, now you're going to need a cup of sugar, regular white sugar. A full cup. That seems like is that really a full cup? Yeah, that's a lot of sugar. All right. It's 1 cup of sugar. Oh, it was supposed to be half a cup. Okay, when that happens, just carefully try to scoop it back in and measure it about halfway, and there you go, half a cup. And just pour it back in. Easy peasy. Now we're going to need some brown sugar. Light brown sugar is what we have, but it'll be good. This time I'm going to use the half cup so I don't mess up. This looks really good. This should be delicious. Look at that. Half a cup of brown sugar in the container with everything else. Ooh, that looks so good. Again, that was brown sugar. Now we're going to add half a cup of peanut butter. Again, using the half cup measurement. I saved that for later because I didn't want to get the spoon, the measuring cup that is, all sticky. And if you see, I just kind of swirl it around the inside and it fills up your measuring cup. Whoa, that's a lot of peanut butter. You can smooth it off by scraping it off on the top like that. And there you go, that's exactly 1/2 a cup. Now I got a spoon here that I'm going to use to transfer it by once again scraping the inside like that. And you should know how to do this, but just in case you don't, just scoop it from there, mix it in with the rest of the ingredients, and this is the fun part. Alright, I got the fire warming up, so hold on, so I can't forget these. Okay, I'm going to have to relocate here in just a moment, but before I do, I'm going to go ahead and mix up these ingredients right here. I don't know, I'm trying to stir this around. It's not really turning into what I would consider a dough. Is it supposed to have eggs in it, or milk or something? Water, perhaps? It's just not sticking together. Look at that. It's a very dry mix. I'm not going to be able to bake that. What kind of cookie is that going to make? Man. you serious? 3 cups acorn flour, half a teaspoon baking soda, half teaspoon salt, 1 cup butter, 1 cup peanut butter, 2 teaspoons vanilla extract, 1 cup sugar, white sugar, 1 cup brown sugar. That's all it says. Look what this is doing. It's not any kind of a dough. Not sure where I went wrong on this. Just like when I tried to waterproof the fabric, it just didn't quite work as effectively as I wanted to. This is not, look at that, it's still crumbly. I just wasted, after going through all that effort, just wasted all of that. Man, in an apocalyptic situation, you do not want to waste a single molecule. Even with today's rising cost of inflation, you know, that's biblical, right? It says that in the end times, food is going to be, it's going to cost a day's wages to get some bread, basically. Seriously? And of course, that's going to be under the Antichrist beast system, where everybody's basically a slave, so you're forced to work in order to get your food or live off grid. Because without the mark of the beast, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. And they're already starting to go after farmers. That's why I did an episode in season 2 about eating bugs as a potential food source if it gets to roughing it. Jesus said in the end days you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. That's all you hear about anymore. Hello? I can go on and on, but that's not what this was about. I was really trying to make these cookies. I'm really disappointed. I don't like wasted time, wasted effort. Man. And perhaps God has put me through a test. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. What would you do with this? Please leave a comment. What would you do in this situation? Perhaps pour my coffee in there and see if that turns it into dough? Because I'm enjoying this coffee. At least the coffee turned out good. I could add water to this and turn it into a buttery cookie type coffee, maybe. Just eat it like it is. Tastes really good. Of course it does. It's got 2 different kinds of sugar in it. Now that looks like cookie dough. I'll try pouring some of this coffee in here. See if that helps. Well, this just might work. Now it's starting to look more like dough. What do you know? That looks really good. Okay, now it's starting to look like chocolate drop cookies without the oatmeal. Look, now it's turning into a dough. Awesome. We can do this. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Yeah. Now that looks like some cookie dough consistency. And it tastes like cookie dough too. Alright, now you know what to do. Just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and add some pine nuts. Don't have chocolate chips, so these will be good too. Alright. Just stir it in. Oh, now of course you're going to need a good size bake pan to put the cookies on. Alright, so I'm just going to use the spoon. Take it, drop it on the pan like that. There's 1 cookie, 2 cookie, 3 cookie, 4. Oh, ooh, that's gonna be a good one. Look at that. All right. Anyways, you just keep going like that till you fill the pan. Obviously, you saw I didn't measure them out. I just scooped them and put them on the pan. But they should cook up pretty good. There you go. All right, let's put this on the fire. Got the bricks. Hold on. Before you put it on the fire, you want to make sure you have some hot pads or something to protect your hands when you remove it off the fire. You don't want to burn yourself. As an example, what not to do yesterday. If you saw the hot tan bowl, I had a hot pad. I just did that as an example of what not to do. This is an example of what to do. That's why I was disappointed when it wasn't mixing well. I was like, wait a minute, what? So, all right, I'm ready to bake some cookies. Woo! Sorry about that. I forgot to bring my phone with me. Should be about ready, though. All right. See it? Man, you can't even see it. It's too dark. Look at that. Can you see it? Come on. Focus. Oh, man, it's too dark. Okay, hold on. Okay, where's my other hot pad? Okay. There we go. Now can you see it? Hold on. These turned out really good. Look. Oh yeah. What? Look at that. All right. Where's my mighty spatula? Check this out. They kind of mush together, but that's all right. All right, looks like it's a little crispy, perhaps. Oh man, that smells good. Look at how tender. Looks like a brownie almost. Well, these are fresh baked, so they're hot. Hands very hot. You don't want to touch that really, but oh yeah, look how easily that splits. That is delicious. That is everything I was hoping for. Even without the pine nuts, that gives it a little extra crunch. I'm so thankful. Look at that. Look at that. That's perfect. That's just how you want it. That is not burnt. I used it. I should have showed you that. Like I said, I left the phone behind. I'm sorry. But, you know, stack your bricks 3 bricks high, and you don't want your fire to be too tall either, okay? You want to just barely tickle the pan. If it goes above the pan, you're probably going to burn them. But these turned out really good. Look at that. Acorn cookies. I kid you not. They're delicious. So, this has been another episode of Prepping for the Apocalypse. As always, be careful, stay safe, and God bless you. Turned out awesome. Look at that. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. There it was. May your efforts at baking acorn cookies be just as successful. And it's delicious. I'm being serious.